Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris here, and today we got some another deck list. We actually have quite a bit decks I'm working on. So we have like Burning Abyss. I'm doing. We have a lot of Punk decks going on here. Punk Sword Soul, Punk Prank Kids. We got Watt Locks going on. Fusion Good Stuff. Rebos, plants, an updated Magic Key. So like I said, we have a lot of stuff. It's going to be in a different videos. But for today's video, we're going to be bringing you Resonators. And Resonators are actually pretty decent. Now, this isn't a meta deck. This isn't going to be as good as like Sword Soul and stuff like that. But yet again, if you want to have a lot of fun and actually, could actually steal some games out of nowhere, Resonators might be the deck for you. We'll go through the card by card, and I hope you all enjoy. Now, just one FYI, I know my decks are not perfect, and I know I misplay a lot. Please keep that in mind. I am improving as I continue playing, so hopefully I could, get better as it goes through. Please, if you guys have any recommendations, what you would change or what you think should be added, put them down below. I'm always curious in reading them. But with all that out of the way, let's get into the deck. So, Resonators. We have interesting decks going on here. It seems like a lot. It's kind of all over the place. We'll go through the card by card, and I hope everybody enjoys. Sorry about that. My throat's kind of been acting up. Alright, so first we got one Despot001. Despot001, of course, is a Garnet. It's a soft Garnet, so it could be in your hand, but realistically you want it in the deck. And that's for Auroradon / Mecha Phantom, Auroradon and Halkalines. So that's the reason we want that. Now for our Resonators, we got two Skyron Resonators. We got two of them. So if a Synchro monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon this Resonator once per turn. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one Resonator monster in your graveyard, accept itself, and add it to your hands. It's a level 1 tuner. Can't complain. Definitely rough running two of them. You run two because sadly we don't have that many Resonators in our deck, and you do go through them pretty quickly. We got two Chain Resonators. When this card is normal summon, while a Synchro monster is on the field, I make this mistake by thinking I could just normal summon it without the Synchro monster, and I always get upset with myself that it doesn't go through. But yeah. When this card is normal summon while you control a Synchro monster, you can special summon a Resonator from your deck, except Chain. Really good card. It's conditional. You do have to have a Synchro. You do Synchro a lot in this deck, so you should almost always have one on the field, but just know. Then we have three reds. Red Resonator is when this card is normal summon, you can special summon one level 4 or lower monster from your hand. When this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up monster on the field, gain life points equal to its attack. Really good. Then we got 3 Crimson. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If the only monster you control is exactly one Dark Synchro monster, you can special summon up to 2 Resonator monsters from your hand and or deck, except itself. You can only use each effect of Crimson Resonator once per turn. This card's amazing. Definitely worth running 3. It's one of our big combo pieces. So, and then we got 1 Creation. Creation, if you control a level 8 or higher Synchro monster, you can special summon this card. Not the greatest. I run one of them, and even at 1, I'm like, I really want to cut you, but you do need it. It does come up. Now we are running a kind of assault package. We got 3 Side Reflectors. Side Reflector, if you remember, this is a very good card. It's one of the key combo pieces in the Stardust Assault Mode video I made like 3 months back. That video actually did really well. But anyway, this is a key card in that. Side Reflectors, this card is normal or special summoned. You can add 1 Assault Mode Activate, or a card that specifically lists Assault Mode Activate in its text from your deck to your hand, except itself. You could reveal 1 Assault Mode Activate in your hand, then target 1 monster in your graveyard that lists Assault Mode Activate and special summon it, and you do increase this level by 1 through 4. So you easily bring back any level 4 monster, make it level 7, synchro off into a level 8 right then and there. This card's amazing. You want to run 3 of them, no ands if buts about it. Now, normally what you're going to be searching off this is Assault Beast. Assault Beast, would you could discard this card to add 1 Assault Mode Activate from your deck to your hand. Then you could easily reveal, activate, bring back Beast, make Beast a 7, and you got a level 8, and you can immediately go into like Chaos Ruler right off the bat. It's really good. always consistent. It's amazing. Definitely worth running. We got 3 Ash Blossom. 3 Ash Blossoms. This card negates Max C or any other search effect or special summon that you don't want your opponent to do. Really good. Definitely worth running. Then we got 2 Garnets. 1 Destiny Hero Celestial. 1 Destiny Hero Dasher. You want these in the graveyard at all times. Meaning in your deck. It's your Destiny, your Fusion Destiny targets. That way you could go into Destiny Hero, Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer. It's one of our boss monsters in this deck, and it's actually really easy to get into because of being a Planet of Anaconda. So definitely worth running. We got 2 Wandering King Wild Winds. Wandering King is amazing. If you control a Fiend Tuner with 1,500 less attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. If special summon this way, you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck, except synchro monsters. During your main phase, except the turn this card is sent to the graveyard, you could banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Fiend Tuner from your deck to your hand. So you could add any of the Resonators. It's a free body on the field. You could easily go into level 6s, depending on what Resonator you have. Go into Red Rising Dragon. Then you could start synchro climbing like crazy. Really good card. If you want to run through them, I completely understand it. Then we got 3 Assault Sentinels. This is also for the Assault package. You can tribute this card special summon one monster from your hand or deck that list Assault Mode activate in its text except itself. Also, you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck this turn except synchro monsters. You can target 1 face-up monster you control, reveal 1 synchro monster in your extra deck, and if you do, the target's monster becomes type and attribute. That means nothing. What matters is if you start this card, you could easily summon it, tribute it off, get a Side Reflector onto the field. Side Reflector would go through its line like normal. Really good card to help you get into your Side Reflector. You basically have, 3, 6, 7, 8 copies of your Side Reflector in this deck. Really, really good. Then for our spells, we got 3 Resonator calls. Resonator call, you can add 1 Resonator monster from your deck to your hand, and it's not once per turn, so you got multiple leads, you get multiple Resonators. 2 Fusion Destinies. We got 3 Dark Ruler No More. It's not the best going second card. If you have Forbidden Droplets and stuff like that, that probably would be better. I like Dark Ruler No More, and I got 3 of them, so I'm running them. But like I said, if you have like Forbidden Droplets or another good one would be that'd probably be it. Yeah, this Forbidden Droplet I would put. Other than that, we got 2 Emergency Teleport. You can special summon 1 level 3 lowest target monster from your hand or your deck, and what you're special summoning is Side Reflector. We got 2 Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is good. You can negate your opponent's Maxi and or Ash Blossom or any other graveyard effect you don't want going off, like Destiny Hero Enforcer. We got 1 Assault Mode Activate, and then we got 1 Red Rain. Red Rain is amazing. This card could win games on its own. If you want to run more of these and have like a 42 card deck, 100% do it. So what this card does, if we control a level 8 or higher synchro monster, banish all monsters on the field except the monster of the highest level. Also, the remaining face-up monsters on the field are unaffected by other card effects except their own until the end of this turn. If a dark synchro monster is special summoned to the field, to your field while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card back to your hands. So basically, if you have a level 10, you can banish everything that's level 10 and lower. So level 10 will stay on the field. Everything below level 10 will just get banished. Spells, traps, monsters, everything just get banished. Wipe the whole field. It doesn't matter. Get rid of everything. Well, not spells, traps, no, that's just monsters. But yeah, you just get rid of all the monsters right away. It's a non-targeting and non-destruction effect. So monsters that can't be targeted and or destroyed, doesn't matter. You can just get rid of it. It is stupidly good. And like I said, it can win games on its own. Definitely worth running. Now for our extra deck, we got 1 Destiny Hero Destroyer. I'm pretty sure all of you guys know what this card does. This card's amazing. Once per turn, you can just target a card on your side of the field and 1 card on the other side of the field and destroy them both. Then you can special summon it back to your side of the field during the standby phase, and that's any standby phase. For our synchros, we got 1 Red Rising Dragon. You can run more of this if you find room in your extra deck. I don't have room, so I'm only running 1. When this card is Street Code Summon, you can target one Resonator monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can't special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except Dark Dragon Synchro monsters. During your main phase, you could activate the top. During the main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target 2 level 1 Resonator monsters in the graveyard and special summon them both. It has a good floating effect, and like I said, you can easily synchro off, get to level 6, get Red Rising on the field, and immediately just get, like, Crimson back and go into level 8 right away. It's really good, really nice for single criming. Now, we got one Scarlet Light Red Dragon Archfiend. This card does come up every now and then, but it's not the best. Once per turn, you can destroy as many special summon effect monsters on the field as possible. Then you inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster. So if your opponent has destruction immunity, it's not the best, but you can destroy as many special summon effect monsters in the field. So if your opponent has a special summon heavy deck, this kind of negates it. We got one Chaos Warrior. Chaos Warrior is amazing. When it's got a single summon, you can activate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, add one light and or dark monster from your hand to your hands. Also, send remaining cards to the graveyard. You can banish one light and dark monster from your hand and or graveyard, except this card, and synchro summon this card from the graveyard, but banish it. Really good, definitely worth running. Now, for the dragons, we got one Hot Red Dragon. Quick effect, you could target one face-up monster your opponent controls, negates effects. So it is once per turn negate, really good. Yeah, then when this card inflicts battle damage, you can target one tune in your graveyard to special summon it. So it has a nice little monster reborn effect, but this negate is really worth running into. We got one Red Hot Dragon Archfiend Bane. You can tribute one monster to target one Red Dragon Archfiend monster in your graveyard and special summon it. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon two tuners with the same level, one from your deck and one from your graveyard in defense position. We got one Tyrant Red Dragon. Tyrant Red Dragon must be synchro summoned, cannot be special summoned by other ways. You can only use each of these effects of Tyrant Red Dragon once per turn. 1. During your main phase, you could destroy all other cards on the field. Also, for the rest of this turn, other monsters you control cannot attack. 2. During either player's battle phase, when a spell or trap card is activated, you can negate the activation if you do destroy that card, and if you do that, this card gains 500 attack. So the first effect is amazing, just being able to just wipe out everything. Non-targeted destruction is really good. This card, really good for that. So, yeah, it does come up quite a bit. So, we got one Bear on the floor. Once per turn, you can pop a card on the field. Then on top of that, it has a once negate, so really good. We got one Red Nova Dragon. Red Nova Dragon, this card gains 500 attack for each tuna monster in the graveyard, so this kitty can get huge. Can't be destroyed by opponent's card effects. When the opponent monster declares an attack, you can target the attacking monster, banish this card, and if you do, negate that attack. During the next end phase, special summon this card banishing by this effect. The banishing one really is not that good, but the fact that you could just put this card on the field and have a really easy over 6,000 attack is why you really want to run it. We got one Red Hot Dragon Archfiend, King Calamity. When this card is synchro summoned, you can activate this effect for the rest of the turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards. Also, cards your opponent controls cannot activate their effects. Your opponent can't activate cards or response to this card's activation. If this card destroys a monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. If this card's in the owner's possession is destroyed by your opponent's card, you can target one level 8 or lower dark synchro monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So it's kind of situational, but it does come up, and I mean it's a really good card. It's kind of win more because getting this card out is kind of difficult, but if you can do it, it's definitely worth it. Then we got one Red Supernova Dragon. Must be synchro summoned, gains 500 attack for each turn in your graveyard. Can't be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Once per turn, when the opponent monster effect is activated, or when the opponent monster declares an attack quick effect, you could activate this effect. Banish this card. Also banish all cards your opponent controls. Once per turn during the next end phase, after this card is banished by its own effect, special summon this banished card. That effect is stupidly good. Banish all cards your opponent controls. That means spells, traps, monsters, everything. So if your opponent is set up and you could bring this card out, which this card is actually somewhat easy to bring out in this deck, you could just banish everything. definitely worth running. It's one of the best boss monsters in this deck, and just seeing the opponent's wage crit afterwards is hilarious. We got one Crystron one Crystron, yeah, for Mecha Phantom Beast lines. We got one Anaconda for Fusion Destiny. If your opponent does stop your plays, you could usually go into Anaconda pretty easily and just end on Phoenix Enforcer. Then we got one Axis Kotaka to close out games. And that's it. I know my deck isn't perfect. If you guys want to tell me what you would change and what you would add, please do. I'm always open to it. Other than that, let's get into the games. Alright guys, so we're back. Now this first match is against Atlantean Mormel. Really love this deck actually. It's definitely good. It's a really good OT deck. And the fact that the opponent can just bring shit out is amazing. But like I said, without me praising that deck too much, I open pretty bad. So we'll see what happens. I do Chain Resonator and I activate Emergency Teleport. He's going to Max C. And at this point, I'm like, shit, I'm going to Call by the Grave that because Max C will kill me. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Because like I said, Max C is just going to suck. And you're going to see how this deck plays through multiple negates. I do get Side Reflector. Side Reflector's effect, I am going to get Assault Mode Beast. Assault Beast is going to activate to get me Assault Mode Activate. At this point, I'm going to use Side Reflector, revealing Assault Mode Activate, targeting Assault Beast, bring it back, level 7, I'm going to Synchro off into Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler effect, I'm going to choose the top 5 cards, and I'm seeing some pretty decent stuff. I'm like, okay. So I do grab a Sky Resonator, I do Special Summon Sky Resonator, but it doesn't matter, he has an Nibiru. He had every hand trap, it seemed like, good god. I do have a decent size Nibiru, but it kind of sucks. I do get Red Resonator back, and I do bring up back Chaos Ruler. I should have done this the next turn. I misplayed here. I was trying to link off into Predator play Anaconda, but I locked myself into Darks. Kind of stupid. He's going to attack over, go into, attack Chaos Ruler, gets banned. He sets 2 back row. At this point, I summon Red Resonator. He summons Judgment. This dude really had everything. Maxi, Nibiru, Judgment. At this point, I trace my token and attack over his Nibiru. And in my turn, I don't know what else to do. So we'll see what happens. He sets 1 in places of back row again. I'm like, huh. At this point, it's Assault Sentinel. I do activate Sentinel, and I do get a Side Reflector. Side Reflector. We all know the drill. I get another Sentinel to my hand. Side Reflector, revealing Assault Mode Activate. I do bring back Sentinel. Made it level 7. At this point, I am going to sync off into Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. I do get Red Rain back, which is amazing. I'm going to set Red Rain and I go into battle. I do attack over his heavy infantry and I attack it directly for 3,000. I'm feeling pretty confident. I don't think he could do anything. He activates Deep Sea Airy. He banishes 1 and he adds a level, but I do ash that because I'm not going to allow him to get any searches. I'm feeling pretty comfortable. And yeah, we'll see what happens. At this point, he normal summons Nippus, and at this point, I do Red Rain to banish it, and he has nothing, no continuous plays whatsoever. So I hope you all enjoyed the first game. Let's go into one that I sadly do lose, but it was still a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoy. Let's get into the next game. Alright. So, this game here is against Sky Strikers, and Sky Striker basically got a huge buff with this call port that got added because the DPE with 1 card that he needs to go into Destiny Phoenix and First Soul really easily. So I'm kind of uphill battle. I do Red Resonator, activates effect, he max C's. I'm like, alright, this sucks. I'm going to Ash Blossom his max C because I can. I'm saving the Call Bly just in case. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So max C is now negated. Red Resonator, Assault Beast. I am going to sync off into Red Rising Dragon. Red Rising Dragon's effect, I am going to get Red Resonator. He Ghost Spells me. Are you fucking for real? At this point, I have to Call by the Grave to Ghost Spell because, yeah. This is the most stupidest thing ever. Who wants Ghost Spell? Anyway, so negated no Ghost Spell. Red Rising is now going to get Red Resonator back. Red Resonator effect, I do gain 21 life points, and I go into Chaos Ruler. At this point, Chaos Ruler's effect. I'm going to reveal the top 5 cards and hope that I can hit something. Okay, there's a King, there's a Side Reflector, and a Side Reflector. I do grab a Side Reflector for next turn, sitting the next, and at this point, I end my turn. Oh boy, this dude had everything. Oh yeah, so maneuver, gets rid of it, and there he goes. Now he's going to get a token. So far, that's 2. He goes into Hyada. I'm like, alright. He activates multi-roll. He attacks for 1,500. Hyada's effect. Now he has 3 spells in grave. He links off into Kaguya. I'm like, alright, this is not going well. Kaguya's effect. He does get back 1 more. So now he has 2 in grave. He activates it. I think he was trying to do the special summon, but now it's just banished instead. He links off into Shayuya. And at this point, he's going to be able to get a card to his hand. He gets Shark Cannon. And at this point, he's going to try to, but I do ash that because no. I'm not going to allow him to get even more searches like a Widowmaker. Nah, can't do it. I probably misplayed somewhere, but we'll see what happens. At this point, I activate Wandering King to get Chain Resonators in my hands. I do activate Emergency Teleport. I'm trying to bait out the Shark here. And he does. He actually falls for it. So I'm happy. That worked in my favor, surprisingly. So that's going to get banished out. And I'm like, well, that's fine. I do get Assault Mode. I got no level 4s, can't do anything, so I normal summon. At this point, I'm going to go into Predator Pant Anaconda. Predator Pant's going to pay 2,000, and I'm going to send Fusion Destiny. Then at this point, I send Dasher and Melissa, and I'd go into Destiny Heal, Phoenix Enforcer. At this point, I Battle Phase, I attack over his monster, attack for 500. At this point, main phase 2, I do get rid of my Predator Pant and Anaconda. I should have got rid of his spell. I wasn't thinking. Opponent draws, and Phoenix Enforcer does come back. So, feeling pretty decent. He actually just ends, so I'm feeling really good at the moment. I do switch to attack. Side Reflector, number 3, Effect Veiler. This dude had every hand trap known to man against me this game. Like, good God. So yeah, I have no plays. I just attack for lots of damage and hope that's good. And he's on a 2-turn clock. If he can't do anything, I'm going to win next turn. He activates Reinforcing the Army. Alright, he has something. Rhea. So Rhea's effect. He's gonna Widowmaker me. At this point, I have to actually do something. So I can't allow him to get control of it. So I do Phoenix Enforcer it to get rid of it. And his... Now I activate Phoenix Enforcer. He normal summons, attacks over. Now he's going to tribute off to Link and attack again. I'm like, okay. And now he's just on the roll. There's nothing much I could do about this. At this point, I'm losing this game. At this point, he's going to activate some effects. He does get drawn back. And at this point, he's going to get a spell to his hands. And of course, he gets engaged. So he has a follow-up for next game. I mean, next turn, no matter what. We'll see what I get. I get Red Rain. Doesn't really do much for me here. At this point, I have options. I do set Red Rain. And at this point, I'm going to start popping some cards. He activates Drone to get Drone on the field. I'm like, alright, that sucks. But still can't do anything. I do pop my own Red Rain and his spell in my turn. I should put this in attack, and it's attacked over. It was a misplay. Now he's going to link off to his Link 2. I allow him to do this, and he targets. At this point, I have to, target back. This is what I'm saying. I misplayed. If I put this in attack and attacked over, I probably would have won. But we all make misplays. At this point, he's going to go off, and I do lose this turn. And, yeah. I do change Phoenix at first, so it comes back next turn. Won't be next turn. Rhea's effect will special summon herself. He normal summons Effect Veiler. We all know where this is going at this point. I have lost this duel. He goes into Hulk. Hulk's effect's going to bring out a tuner. He brings out Effect Veiler. He's going to link off again into Selene. Selene's effect is going to go off. He'll special summon yet another monster. We'll get tokens. Remove the tokens to special summon a monster. Effect Veiler, they link off again into Access Code Talker. Access Code effect, he's going to raise some attack points. At this point, he's kind of just BMing. He has game on board, but yeah, you know how players are. They have to BM for a little bit. Yeah, none of that was necessary, and he finally attacks. So, you get to see this deck. It does have its weaknesses. It is a lot of fun to play. I was able to steal quite a bit of games in Platinum with it. Like I said, I know there's a Diamond rank. I'm not there yet. But in Platinum, at least, I was able to steal quite a bit of games and have a lot of fun with it. I hope we all enjoy, though. I'll catch you in the next video. The next one will be a punk-themed video. I don't know which punk we're doing. I got two punk texts, or I might have 3 by the time this video's out. I've been enjoying the punk engine a lot, so yeah. But like I said, I hope you all enjoy. I'll see you all in the next videos. And yeah, have a good day, everybody.